There's been a brand new expansion for IS5, and yeah, somehow IS5 has managed this absolutely incredible feat of being even more broken than it used to be. Which is quite the feat because it was already completely busted. There is now this Lamp of Wishes, which is an absolutely completely correct item, and you're going to see why. So there are a few things I want to do, and this run is going to be the most absurd run you can possibly think of. I never played with Rosmontis and Arias module before. This one is a support unit, and I'm going to show you the different ways you can completely and entirely break it. So the first item we retrieve is a Lamp of Wishes. The reason why it's so busted is because on top of refreshing nodes into Wish Fulfilled, it's going to also change what exactly appears on those nodes. On top of this, I'm going to be using another strat, which is these little lingerers right here. So we have a few things going on. I also have the Blueprint Squad, which is considered to be one of the most broken squads. I also happen to have Rosmontis, who is part of the Flinger branch. You're going to see why that's relevant very soon. What we want to do right here is drop our HP to 1. That's the first thing here we want to do. But we already have this Shrivel and Sprout, so I'm just going to refresh this node. Now, the reason why the lamp is so busted is because of this. This is the end of Rumble, and you can see that Lamp of Wishes response grants you a collectible. This collectible is guaranteed to show up, and this is the most busted collectible apart from the King set that can show up in IS5, and it shows up specifically because I have a 6-star Flinger in my squad. If Rosmontis wasn't here, it wouldn't show up. Basically, what the lamp does is it takes a look at what operators are available in your squad, and it's going to give you some of those collectibles that match whatever squad you're using. So because I have a Flinger, I'm getting this particular relic because this one can buff Artillerymen, Phalanx Casters, and Flingers. So we're going to bring this. It's just one of the strongest collectible right from the start. But that's not all. The next step, as mentioned, is going to be bringing HP to 1. So this is our Ascension 15 for those who wonder, and it's going to be completely trivialized. Oops, if I can actually manage to click things. First off, I look for encounters specifically on floor 1, not only to get the Lamp of Wishes, but also to get the encounters that grants you Shrivel and Sprout. Because you get it early on, you will be able to grab more and more and more of those as time goes on. This is important because near the end you can just trade them for more and more collectibles and add on with something busted. This is part of the reason why we have a Tin Man. So we'll just get here. This one, you can technically pick the other one, it doesn't really matter. So what do we want to do here? Well, I'm going to go to Scout and set Rosmontis to be upgraded so that she gets her module. And then we're just going to refresh a bunch of nodes. Now, because I have the Blueprint Squad, I can just refresh the nodes for free, which is great because I can just get here. And take a look at this. We have the King's New Lens. When life point is at 1, all my units get 50 attack speed, because my life points right here are at 1. So the lamp realizes this and decides to give me this collectible. So if we just keep on going through more Wish Fulfilled, this is a King's Crown. Oh, I have plus 50% attack. Well, let's keep going. Let's see if we can get another Wish Fulfilled. Alright, that's the third one. So now, I barely started, I've not done a single combat, and Rosmontis is going to get 150% attack from End of Rumble and 150% attack from King's Crown. I have not done a single combat. I am about to enter this floor, and already I have 300% attack on my flingers. That's a very balanced experience. There we go. We can just keep on going. The boss is going to be there. So what do we want to do here? There's another wish fulfill. We can do this one. But it's okay. You just refresh everything on the way. You can grab, for example, this one. I could be... Oh yeah, actually, this is a good collectible. Because I don't have to worry. If I see other collectibles that also interest me, what I can do is I can just decide to go here and grab one of these. And yeah, the King's Legacy, so the last item that is part of the King set, will keep showing up. Here I could even decide to say, well, actually everything interests me, so I could just grab all those, though I would have to sacrifice a few plants. And I'm not entirely sure I want to go grab all these, but you know what, why not? It doesn't really matter. Right now, fights have been completely trivialized already, so we can just keep on going. I just need a little bit of help for that one, but this is a tanky bear, but that's still not enough. Alright, so yeah, pretty easy as you can see. Now obviously you can just decide to bring even more flingers to the squad, which is part of the reason why Grey Altar is so good. I'm going to bring Wizardell just because we are in the process of absolutely splitting this apart. Obviously you don't want to bring them to get any of the max HP collectibles, so that's actually a good thing that it showed up. Because if you do this, you're going to lose the benefits of King's Crown, King's New Lands, and whatnot, and that's not what you want to do. So if you do gain some HP, you can make sure that your toll is actually going to drop a little bit. So we have all these collectibles stacking. I'm going to leave them as they are. I don't need this because I have a good collectible, so we can just upgrade this. It's one shield, it's whatever. Here we have 1, 5, 8, 16. Okay, I guess I'm going to be using one of those. That's bad luck. But it's okay, I'll just get rid of this if it's a problem. So now that we have this very balanced squad, yeah, it's basically GG. We don't need to do anything but to place Rosmontes and Wizardell. We don't even really need to activate skills, and that will be the end of it. Alright, with this, we're done. So, no skill activation necessary, not even Wizardell, so yeah. Now let's see if we have anything interesting. I'm gonna pick Tin Man because it's going to increase the toy limit. So, you have your HP, as mentioned. Here I traveled, but if I still had some extra HP because maybe I got some Israelic, what you can do is just decide to say, okay, I'm going to be removing an operator to bring my toll in the yellow zone again so that I can move and then lose 1 HP. So that's something you can do to... I could be picking a Grey Altar. I don't particularly think that's necessary. Instead, I could be picking... let's pick Chubai. Chubai is a perfectly fine choice. So, with all of this, what I can do is refresh this one. It's going to turn into Prophecy. I can go up. I can lose 2 plants, and we are going for ending 3 with this. So that's going to be nice. There we go. We don't particularly care about this. I'm just going to fetch some of the nodes so we have less fights to deal with. And because I don't particularly care about the plants anymore, I guess I could be grabbing all of those. I only needed plants to unlock that particular ending, so we grab that one. And we go and do this fight, which is going to be trivialized a fair bit. Bye-bye! And with this, we are on our way to the last ending. So let's see. Where's anyone that would be interested in? The answer is not really now. I'm just gonna be picking a perfect mirror because why not? It doesn't really matter at this point. You should absolutely have at least one of these. And the reason being that you can actually combine this with certain inspirers to level them up. So if you have the inspirer, for example, that gives all of your ops one shield, its upgraded version will give all of your range operators camouflage, which is used on a lot of endings to just cheese a bunch of mechanics and just ignore them completely. But that's another way to break the game. Before it was fairly unreliable because it is very rare that it actually shows up, but I mean, now you can get it easily, so might as well. Alright, so here, what do we have? Do we have anything interesting? Not really, so I'm gonna be getting a few extra shields. We'll have to get rid of some items. This is fine. Additional SP, so if you have a bunch of SP, you can also break the game with openers. If you happen, if you see my RSCC, you know how openers is completely busted because it can just keep spamming his S3. Well, if you have this one, you can basically do the same thing, so just go ahead and pick this. Let's keep on picking a few things. And how much do we need? 69, nice. Nice, I guess I'm just going to be discarding this one. Extra attack for our range operators. We have 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 33, which brings us to 73, which is a bit too much, but we can get rid of that one, so it's actually okay. Let's get rid of this. It's not needed. So I'm gonna actually be using skill 2 on stock because I want to bait the boss attacks, and let's go. And with this, the first phase of the boss is already done. Now we can just add Rosmontis to prepare for the second phase. And that's basically it. I'm going to be preparing a Chuba and a Grey Altar here. Grey Altar is the one, but as you can see, it really doesn't matter because it still has 3000 attack, and that's before building all the attack buffs. So yeah, This is actually good because we can just bring Wizardel back. And there will be too many things for Fremen to kill, so just activate skill again and congrats, you've won. Ascension 15, by the way. This we're done with this spot. We can get a Great Ball, we can get the starting DP, doesn't do anything for us. We can get this, and finally we can upgrade Grey Altar. So let's see what we can do next. Depending on what there is available at the shop, a lot of things could be broken. It really depends. Okay, so this is actually what I wanted to show you. You'll see why this is so broken. So with this, we are going to rob the shop because we want to get to 150 original ingots. Now I'm still going to grab some of these items, but I don't want to get too much because I don't want to waste too many things. Getting an upgrade for Chubai is perfect, and let's just refresh. Hopefully there are some good items in there. Not really, but we're still going to rob the shop because ultimately what we want to do is actually fight the boss. So I don't think is it going to allow me to proceed? I'm not sure it's going to allow me if it's like this. I'm technically already there. Surely it's going to accept. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's perfect. So for this one, we start with an S to generate DP, we place a Chubai, we place a Wizardel here, we can place a Grey Altar facing here, and we can even add a Rosmontis somewhere around here. And that's basically it, I don't need to do anything. So I guess I can activate this to get the summons. And Grey Altar is going to die, so let's side up everything. Okay, this is AFK from now. And with this was an AFK clear at Ascension 15. A pretty difficult fight usually, but yeah, very balanced. So now there's the actual reward that we're looking for, all the ingots, and we are well past 150, so it doesn't really matter. I don't need to pick anything else, and in fact I don't need any of the items here. I'm still going to grab those because whatever. This one doesn't have anyone when it applies. This one is like nice, but doesn't do anything. Alright. So we've done all this. We're going to be refreshing this node to wish fulfilled. And once I get here, as you can see, there's a golden calice that's just given for free. So just for this is game over. I can just try and refresh these two nodes, and hopefully we get another wish fulfilled, and we get the coin operated toy. So with this, our attack speed is going to be completely crazy. We have first 10 attack speed per 5, so that's not quite the cap, but pretty close to it. Here you can start seeing the payoff for why we started gathering all this Shivan Sprout. So let's see how many collectibles we can get. So we can grab this one, we can grab, it doesn't really matter, just grab whatever. Well, not too bad. Less defense, okay. More forecasters, it does work for extra attack, nice. After dodge, doesn't really matter, but whatever. Medicine sticks, very good. Extra odds damage taken. Physical damage, very nice. We do have a bunch of thinkers, so might as well. I'm going to be combining this, and you can see, and this is the reason why it's so good, so we have the wall, which just grants one shot to all our units, but it's not that good. But along with Adler's Crown, we can combine it into Relocation. So it's a brand new Lingerer, and yeah, this is why you keep one. Now the boss will basically be able to do absolutely nothing to our operators. Along with this, we can just keep on combining things. There we go. Again, doesn't really matter. The only thing we're interested in is in living this. So this one we're going to use. And this is going to be the most one-sided fight you could possibly think of. I'm even going to use Wizardel Skull 2 instead, and you'll see why. Quite tanky, are we? Alright, I see how it is. This attack, by the way, does nothing if your operators are camouflaged. So we're just going to be adding Ines here to stay some time. And melt the boss. And this is it. That was the boss on Ascension 15. So GG, well played. We've broken IS5. I don't really think there is anything more that we can do to break. Like, something that would be nice, for example, would be if, you know how in IS3 there is that collectible, the Survivor's Contract? That's a pretty good collectible, but it's, in fact, it's completely busted. It enables most of your operators to solo Ascension 15. It is really good. Sadly, it's just stuck in IS3, so we don't get to play around with it in IS5.